like it.
Why is there evil? And what is our responsibility in the face of it? I'm Myska Allen, and I'm just going to read this response to this month's BigTalk question. First of all, what is evil? The definition depends on whom you're talking to. To a suicide bomber, the fall of the Twin Towers is a symbolic end to imperialistic oppression done in the ultimate service of God. To the U.S. soldier in Iraq, bullets are the harbingers of justice and opportunity. Why does our society honor one while condemning the other? How do we justify torturing them in the name of good that we arbitrarily define? To me, there is no inherent evil. Just as darkness is the absence of light and has no quality of its own, evil only exists as a result of our beliefs about what is good. Still, I wonder, what explains the Holocaust? How did Hitler get enough popular support to be elected into office? I mean, even if the support was only 37%, that's a lot of people. What explains the vast differences in our definitions of good and evil? How does someone commit an act they themselves believe immoral and atrocious? Something they consider evil in their own belief system. Sure, I mean, we have to recognize that definitions of evil and good depend on perspective, but I don't think that different perspectives can really explain the motivation for genocide, for rape, or even mendacious propaganda. So I asked my mom, and this is what she said. All of these things are a result of a lack of love. When I asked her to elaborate, she told me, there is not a single person who hurts someone else that hasn't been hurt themselves. As a professional therapist, she has met many hurting and hurtful people, but that alone does not make her theory valid. So I started putting it to the test, and I must admit that I agree with her. Try it out yourselves and tell me where it fails. You can write about it in the forum. Of course, this is a simple way of expressing a profound issue, but I think it sums up the situation fairly well. People inflict pain or commit evil acts because they lack love or have lacked love in the past. They lack love for themselves and love for others, and they are searching for something to fill the void. Why we need love is, of course, a different issue. But as my mom says, they have to have learned it from somewhere, even if the manifestations of pain are different. So I guess the next question is, what is our responsibility in the face of evil? I think first of all, our responsibility is to recognize that there is no evil, like I said, that exists outside of human perception. That being said, we should not become nihilists. Enter my critique of postmodernism, which I really have a hard time verbalizing. While there is no absolute evil, there are still relative goods and bads. Every action is not equal. There are still things societies have almost universally agreed are harmful that we should attempt to prevent and redress. And to do this, we need to love people. Gravity will bring a stone that is thrown in the air back to the ground, regardless of your beliefs about the nature or origin of gravity. In the same way, love will keep someone from doing things others consider evil, regardless of their beliefs about what evil is. I like to think about Edward Norton in American History X. His black roommate in prison, just by accepting Ed as he is and talking to him like he was just any other guy, converted Ed from a neo-Nazi to a best friend. I like to think about the conservative frat boy who finds out one of his frat brothers, is gay. The gay guy knows that this frat boy is bigoted, but gives him a chance and continues loving him, platonically of course, despite the fact that he uses the word faggot in a derogatory sense. Later, the same frat boy is willing to start a fight with total strangers to defend another group of total strangers because they are being singled out for being gay. Examples of such changes as a result of love abound all over the place. There's actually another way, I think, to combat evil, which is often more difficult, but in the end, much more complete and life-changing. It is an option, but I'm not sure it's our responsibility. It is realizing that we do not even need the love from other people. If we begin to truly love ourselves and realize in our core that we have no needs, we will never commit an evil act. Many religious traditions offer this, whether by non-attachment in Buddhism or realizing that Jesus loves you unconditionally in Christianity. The more we accept these teachings about our own true nature, the less evil we create. I think that covers the basics, but I realize that this leaves a lot up to debate. So I'll try to check back fairly often on the Between a Duck forum and respond to inquiries and comments. In the meantime, I'll be trying to spread as much love as possible while realizing how ultimately loved I already am. Thank you. See you next month.